People will talk about the promises that you made during your campaign. 3 of your signature issues: universal free childcare, freezing city rents, making city buses free. Promises haven't been materialized yet because the rent isn't frozen, the buses aren't free, no universal childcare. And so New Yorkers are saying, it's been 100 days. Why haven't you done it? What do you say to that?
Y'all got tricked. Anyway, before we get there, I want to tell you guys about the Tatum store. I'm still standing. This is one of the coldest shirts we've ever made. They printed this so well. It looks so good. Support Donald Trump there if you like. I don't care if you don't want to. It's up to you. It's your money. 75% off clearance for all the other stuff on there. This is not included. TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Let's get the Mamdani. This is this fool's press conference. After he's been lying to y'all since he's been running for office, now that he's in office, lying to you about taxing the rich. With no guarantee that he's going to do it. Now this is what he's leaving y'all with now. Y'all finna get taxed. Roll the clip.
New York City faces a budget crisis of a historic magnitude. We inherited a deficit larger than any since the Great Recession. Years of mismanagement and chronic underbudgeting, alongside a structural imbalance between what New York City sends to the state and what we receive in return, have taken a toll. We cannot close this deficit with savings alone. We need new revenue, and we need a structural reset in our relationship with the state. That is the only way to meet our legal obligation to pass a balanced budget, and to do so without imposing a financial burden onto the backs of working people. I'm glad to partner with Speaker Menon as we call upon Albany and deliver a balanced budget. Together, we are extending the executive budget deadline from this coming Friday until May 12th, because a crisis of this scale cannot be solved without state action. I want to be clear. We are not simply asking others to act. New York City is doing our part. We are committed to governing with the fiscal responsibility this moment demands. Speaker Menon and I have already identified meaningful savings, and we will continue that work carefully, deliberately, and without cutting the services that New Yorkers rely on. But we cannot do it alone. That is why we are standing together this morning, to underscore what is at stake and to call on Albany to deliver additional revenue.
You know how stupid this is? This fool done tricked y'all. He's now saying it's impossible for us to balance the budget. We don't have enough money to do anything that I said that we need to do. So I need to go to the state to help resources to fund our city. Not because he's not talking about cutting anything, as you notice. He's not talking about minimizing government or limiting government. He's not talking about somehow balancing the budget on things that they can control outside of everybody else's problem. He's saying now, we need the state to give us money or I'm going to tax out of all y'all. The wealthy of the wealthy is not going to pay their fair share. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to tax y'all. But it's not going to be my fault because I'm the virtue signaler. It's going to be the governor's fault, because she refused to give us money. She refused to tax the wealthy, which will rob the entire state of revenue. She refused, so it's not my fault. Elect me again. So this time I'll do it for real. These people know that they playing with other people's money to get your vote. That money is not materialized. There's no guarantee he's gonna get the money. But you know what is guaranteed? That you gotta pay taxes. And what's guaranteed, if these people don't do nothing, that he's going to come after you and you have no choice. All right, now here's Mamdani on the news getting grilled. And listen to his answers, though. Y'all voted for him, though. It ain't my fault. I live in Arizona. I go to New York a couple times a year. It ain't my problem. But look at what he had to say. Tell me if this is sufficient or not in the comment section. Roll the clip.
People will talk about the promises that you made during your campaign. 3 of your signature issues: universal free childcare, freezing city rents, making city buses free. Promises haven't been materialized yet because the rent isn't frozen, the buses aren't free, no universal childcare. And so New Yorkers are saying, it's been 100 days. Why haven't you done it? What do you say to that?
Well,
because the campaign promises were big for a lot of people.
As they should be, because New Yorkers are facing a big crisis of affordability. So I'll go through one by one. We said that we would deliver universal childcare. On day 8, we announced that agreement with Governor Hochul. For the first time in New York City now, we are delivering universal childcare for 2-year-olds. 2,000 this year, 12,000 next year. Every single.
Time out. Y'all got tricked. That fool said, €2. Like I'm very curious about, what do you mean? Do you mean 2 and under? Or are you saying only the age of 2? Because last time I checked, if you had a baby, you got 2 years before they're gonna help you with anything. And then once your baby turned 3, you have no help in childcare. Like, what did he accomplish? Go back to what he said, because is he saying $2,000? Or he's saying 2,000 2-year-olds that he's gonna be able to help? I mean, I wrote a clip. What is he saying?
Why haven't you done it? What do you say to that?
Well,
because the campaign promises were big for a lot of people.
As they should be, because New Yorkers are facing a big crisis in affordability. So I'll go through one by one. We said that we would deliver universal child care. On day 8, we announced that agreement with Governor Hochul. For the first time in New York City now, we are delivering universal child care for 2-year-olds. 2,000 this year, 12,000 next year, every single 2-year-old by the end of year 4. We said we believe that the rent should be frozen for New Yorkers.
Hold on. I think I heard him say 2,000 2-year-olds. Am I tripping or not? He said 12,000 2-year-olds by year 2. And by year 4, he said every 2-year-old. That you know what that means is that by the time I'm going to run for re-election is when we supposedly take care of all the 2-year-olds. You telling me you only helping 2,000 2-year-olds? There is millions upon millions upon millions of people that live in New York City. There has to be like 8 million people live in New York City. You telling me you only covering 2,000 2-year-olds. And next year is 12. And that's all you covering is 2 years old. You can't be that. Y'all wrote a clip.
Who live in rent-stabilized housing. There's 6 vacancies on the board that determines that. We filled those vacancies. They're going to make their decision. They're an independent board. They'll make that decision this summer. And then we said that we would speed up the slowest buses in America and make them free as well. And we're proud to say that we're already speeding up buses for more than 1 million New Yorkers, putting 6 minutes back in their pockets, which, as you know, in New York City, time is money. And we're working with Albany to make them free. And so what I would say when we look at these 3 main campaign promises is we're seeing the kind of progress we were told was impossible. And we're doing all of it while also accomplishing the same thing that we said we would do before even affordability, which is public safety.
I have to say that brother can talk, though. He sound good and stupid at the same time. He said rent control. There's people that are vacancies that are on the board that's going to determine it. There's no guarantee they're going to agree with him. He's just saying there's vacancies and there's a possibility that these people could agree and we could have rent control. That's not guaranteed that they're going to do that. He just made up something. And then the last one that he promoted, what was the last point he promoted? He said something about the buses. He said we're going to make the buses free. No, he's not. He says we're going to run them faster. Because time is money. So if you take X amount of time to get from here to here, it costs you more money. We're going to speed the buses up. They're not free. And every bus is not going to somehow be 6 minutes faster. There's traffic accidents, there's all kind of stuff that determine how long the bus get from here to here. Unless you're going to make it a light rail system that don't engage in regular traffic, the buses still got to cost money. And what did he say? We're going to work with Albany. That means the governor is going to have to make a decision to help them with free buses, not the city. None of this is in his control. None of it. And therefore, it's not his responsibility. It's everybody else's fault. Y'all dumb.